She make it clap, clap, clap. She make it clap, clap, clap.
The same curve. I always run over that. Ah! She's not respectable girl. He can get it on. He's got the dong. He's got the dong. He can get it on. Dong.
Wow.
Dong.
Wow.
We have a new toy for Julia. I have to show you this. A fishy fish. She's gonna love this fishy fish. Salah got a fruit haul. Like, even him, he came home and he was drenched in sweat. That's how humid it is out. Normal size man, drenched in sweat, feels like passing out in the humidity. What chance do I have? What chance? I feel like a prisoner. Are you kidding? Not me sweating, not washing my clothes for a month and a half. Yeah, no. Banana tastes like banana here. I wish we had Nutella. Too expensive. Ready to go back to Kuwait? Yeah, pretty much. Actually, not really curious because we still have a lot to do. So I'm glad we booked a long trip because, and you know what? In the back, hi, Ageless Beauty. In the back of my mind, I'm good. How are you? I was thinking, knowing me, I'm going to need a couple days in between every attraction, like to recoup. So when we first got here, it was like bang, 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 you know, and now I've hit a wall. So I'm glad I had that like extra week or two to just like, you know, decompress a bit and hide away with my anxiety. Can you address the rumors you're having issues getting your visa to return? No, I can't address that because it's imaginary. But, okay, I have a question about that, curious. Why do people care? You know, I see people, like, I'm sure, I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it happens. I don't even have to look. People have 5 million hour live streams about my visa status, like it's anyone's business. Why is it such a big point of contention? You know, travelers have to deal with immigration, you know? Like, why is that a big deal? Why is that a conspiracy? I had someone send me an email like, we know you're just border hopping, you dumb C-U-N-T. I'm like, what the heck? Why are you so angry? Like, who cares? How does this affect your life? People are jealous I'm on a visa run. I'm not on a visa run. Okay. I have some things to complain about. I'm from TikTok. Why is NPC a trend? Why? I hate scroll. Get off my For You page. I don't even watch them. I'm scrolling and every other post on my For You page is somebody doing something that makes me want to scream. Like, everyone's like, thanks for the rose. Ooh, ice cream. I hate it. Yeah, I even seen like people who were 80 doing it. Stop. Sorry. I don't even really know what you're supposed to do. Like, what are you supposed to do? Just like sit here like an NPC character? Like, I don't know. People put a lot of work and effort into it, but it's just like a weird trend. I don't know. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. I'm just joking. NPC stream. Okay, so you send emojis and I react to them. So many people be doing it on TikTok, making a lot from it. I know, that's why they do it, obviously. I mean, it's harmless fun. It's a harmless way to make money, I guess. But I did see someone who was like an elderly couple doing it. It was the funniest thing. Best to keep it private because no matter what you say, people are going to make an issue. Exactly. I mean, the type of like presence I have on social media, I realize, you know, I don't have that luxury of just being so open anymore. Like, you know, just for my own safety and for just privacy is just nice. You know, like we like having privacy. Like when I turn the camera off, we have a whole things going on in our life. Like, you know, things we don't talk about on here. And I, you know, like I said in my video, I like that because like, I used to feel like I would wake up, go live. My whole life was YouTube, you know, but now when I turn the camera off, I feel like I have like a personal life. You know what I mean? You know, I've heard people say like, kind of criticize my live streams. Like, why even go live if you have nothing to talk about? Like, when did I ever have anything to talk about? Like, Lockmas, that's an interesting subject to you. I mean, for me, my whole purpose of coming live is to interact with you guys. That's what I like give back to you guys. Like, I like to come and interact with you, and you give that to me too. Like, you come to my live stream, we socialize, we talk. So that's why it's kind of more like a Q&A thing because I'm answering you guys. I'm talking directly to you guys. I'm not a live streamer who ignores my streamers, you know, like, or my chat. I'm very involved in the chat. I look at almost every comment, some I miss, and I respond to you. I don't know too many live streamers that do that. So that's why I don't want to do the NPC thing because it would just be for money. Or maybe to see how funny it would be. Do you think this will taste good? Let's find out. Foodie the banana girl. It's leaf lettuce with some kind of weird avocado. If you're going to show that you're eating like a salad porridge for breakfast with chia seeds or something like this, a huge tuna salad for lunch, and then like a quinoa stew for dinner, and that's it, no Pringles, nothing after, you're full of crap. You're not going to be fat eating that. You should change the title and say what I eat on a good day, you know, not in general. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm just a little crabby because there's no cheese. Pickles are all easily accessible around here. I took that for granted. Getting in the Kia, driving to Farm Boy, and getting the Olive Bar. I took that for granted. Anyway, when I come home, I'm appreciating, like, imagine eating out for like a month and a half straight. I know I used to do that every day, but like, I don't know. I would still make things at home, and I miss that part. I want to cook. I want to make like chicken parm. I'm going to have a whole month of cheese, like cheese recipes. Every day a different cheese. My arteries are fine. I saw a test on TikTok on how to check if your arteries are fine, and I did. By the way, I want to put out a general disclaimer for those of you who are so excited every time you think I rage. Raging and responding in a non-friendly manner to the BS that you put out, that's absolutely ridiculous, is not raging, okay? Thank you. A binge has to be associated with an eating disorder. So the thing with that is people, regardless if you have a binge eating disorder or not, you have to eat. So how can YouTube discriminate against, like, what's their guideline for what's a binge? You know, I think they mean if someone comes on and is like counting calories, if someone's coming on and like restricting calories, if someone's coming on and being like, okay, this is a binge and eats like 20 chocolate bars in a row, you know, if somebody names it a food challenge though, because there's no disordered association with food to it, so it's not the same. I don't know what they're going to do about food challenges, but for me, like you'll see in my video I'm going to upload, I had a meal, you know, even my pizza was like this big. Most of the food I eat is not even that big, and it's not a binge. All of binging is done in secret, like away from everybody, because it's about, binge eating is a mental health disease. It's not just overeating. That's the difference, and that's what they have to differentiate between those videos. Same thing with Eugenia Coonie, okay? She's like at the other end of the spectrum of eating disorder. She's anorexic. I saw the most disturbing, I hate seeing these on TikTok of a person who had an account on TikTok coming for Eugenia, like wanting to deplatform her. And she was like really disgusting about it, like saying, don't worry, her problem, like she should be off of YouTube, you know, she should be off of TikTok, she should be deplatformed. She's glorifying, and her reasoning was she's glorifying her eating addiction, her eating disorder. One, no, she doesn't. Because she literally, people have had to pull teeth, literally, to get her to acknowledge a little bit that she has an eating disorder. Danny, how are you to determine what my personal binge is? Just because you say it's a binge doesn't mean it's a binge. So the same logic. Actually, I know myself a lot more. I live with my eating disorder. You don't. You know, actually saying that I'm eating like a personal sized pizza is a binge. No, binging is not just how much you eat. That's not only what a binge is when it comes to binge eating disorder. And a binge is a lot more food than what I eat. A lot more. It's about how you feel about what you're doing. You're on autopilot. You feel bad. You feel all of these emotions. Like there's all this psychological part to it. It's just more than overeating. You know? So, okay, what is the deplatforming going to do for Eugenia? Is that going to get her to stop? Is that going to get her to stop? Are you going to cure her eating disorder by deplatforming her? No, that's discrimination against people with eating disorders. People with eating disorders have a right to a platform, you know? And she doesn't encourage it. Like she does, you know, clothing hauls, but I mean, she's not saying, look at me, you should not eat. She's not promoting anything. You know, she actually keeps her eating disorder, Eugenia does, very, very, very private. You know what I mean? Why would someone admit that they're binging? To create awareness about the disorder in general. So what people want to do instead of helping people with to create awareness on it, is they want to ostracize those people. They want to put those people away. You know, like Eugenia's, she's influencing young people. Well, you know what? That's the parents' responsibility to not let their kids watch anything. Or instead of that, why not just teach them about it and, you know, why it's dangerous, blah, blah, blah. Why not just have that conversation with your kids instead of putting the onus on the influencer, who, by the way, doesn't owe you anything. We don't owe you anything to raise your kids. We're not influencing your kids. We don't owe you anything. We have a right to a presence with an eating disorder on a platform. That's how it goes. Sorry. I'm not glorying in anything. I don't come on here and say, okay, look at all this food I'm going to binge on. No, I eat a meal. I enjoy food. I have an eating disorder, an addiction to food, but at the same time, I have to eat. I'm a human being. You can't avoid it. That's why it's so hard. You can't avoid it like you can avoid beer, cocaine. You can avoid those things. You can't avoid food, and you have to eat. And if you make it a secret to eat and you start putting all these food rules on yourself, you start adding guilt to the mix, then you perpetuate your eating disorder. You have all these negative emotions associated with food, which is what I'm trying to avoid. So whenever you come in someone's with an eating disorder's life, whatever, it's the internet, I don't expect any less. But when you leave comments to people like saying, why, like, you're really gonna eat all that? Especially if it's not even that much. You're messing with them psychologically, or you're trying to. I've learned to like just put a barrier up on comments like that now. But you know, they're just demonetizing like videos about that, you know. So I don't know what if they consider mukbangs binge eating. Maybe certain types. Like maybe I don't know who they'd go after, like for instance, because there are people who do mukbangs who don't have eating disorders. You know, there's a lot of them who just eat large quantities of food, like it's a profession for them. They're eaters, you know, and they don't care. Like probably when they turn off the camera, they don't care about food. So you know what I mean. But anyway, I think what I'm going to do is try to shift more of my content over to, you know, putting more work into it. You know, when I get home, maybe get a nice chef's hat or something, and like my kitchen's nice and clean. I can like set it up in a bit nicer and make it like somewhere inviting. Like set up my spices nearby, make it somewhere like conducive to wanting to cook. What are your plans if YouTube people? Well, Danny Howlett, I mean, the worst comes to worst, they would demonetize my old videos. Some of them, you know, I would fight that. A lot of them are not related to binge eating disorder. It's just eating and mukbang, you know. Mukbang is not synonymous with eating disorder. But Creepy said, look at Gobface profiting off of you and your struggles after her mom. Did you hear about her mom? Why she's still... Actually, Lexi, yeah, I saw that. Like, I was watching Yo Mama and she came on and I was like, oh God, I can't stand her voice. But like how disgusting that your mother just passed away and you're just like you go on a stream and like take it out on me. Like I don't know. Hey, if that makes you feel better, do it, whatever. But like I'm not angry. I can forgive people, but I'll never forget some of the things that were done to me. And not only that, like especially around the time when my grandmother passed away and people were accusing me of going there like coked out and in like skimpy clothing. Like we had to wear PPE. What are you talking about? Yeah, my grandma, today's 1 year death anniversary of my grandmother, and I'm going out to see my family. So it's been a weird day so far. I haven't had a coffee yet. I went and met somebody, and it went, I know I always say this, but extremely, extremely well. Yes, I know. I should be thinking of my grams. I'm thinking of my grams. You hate this dress? Why do you hate this dress? Whatever. So I'm gonna go get a coffee, and then I have some things to bitch about, so I'll be right back. Oops. Oh, oh, man, the air freshener that they gave me at Mr. Boobs really worked well. The dress is longer in the front than the back. I look like a toasted marshmallow. My grandmother and my mom and my grandmother and me were the only ones there till the day she took her last breath, and she waited for me. Like I was driving down. You never know. People decline very quickly, you know. And to say that I chose, you know what, over my grandmother, because the minute like I drove down there, I zoomed down, and she waited for me, and she held, and I could see her struggling to breathe. This is kind of like trigger warning. I could see her. You know how like near the end of life you take those last gasping breaths and they become closer, like further and further apart. And that's like trauma I still haven't dealt with, but that's like for me personally too. But like I don't even want to think about it. Like sometimes I'm just like, ugh, I don't know. So that like really honestly hurt so bad to hear people, like I'll admit it, I don't care. Like it hurt to see people spreading those rumors about me that I didn't love my grandmother, that I was a disgusting grandchild because I was coked out and arrived skimpy and strung out. Never happened. I would never do that. People don't know me. The same people praising, you know, a certain reactor for going online for, you know, and not only that, but she went online to react to me and attack me. Like I at least went online and just wanted to talk to you guys after everything that happened, you know. How was my boil? It's gone. It's like healed. There's like a little mark, but Stella's headaches have been. He's been actually getting dizzy. I noticed, baby. Been kind of dizzy from the humidity. Yes, Lexi. I am sick of that. Yeah, and I do miss my home. I miss Kuwait. I love Kuwait. Like I like it as a country. My personal experience has been great. You know, I miss Shisha. I miss my pets. Are you kidding? I cannot wait. They're gonna get it. No, I'm not unhappy. I'm just like kind of, you know, nearing the end of the trip, kind of like over it. Have a good night.